It's unstable topic with Sarah and Maggie.
Hey, bestie.
Hey, bestie.
I don't know if you can see behind me, and people who are listening can't see, obviously, but do you see this humongous trophy right over my shoulder?
I do. Yes, I see the trophy.
I don't want to brag, and I don't want to come across as braggadocious, but my husband is an award-winning fantasy football player and
Wow.
coach, manager of the team, and we have in our house, he finally got it from last year's champion, a probably almost 3-foot tall trophy.
So, you've done a lot of, I don't want to say complaining. I want to say observations of the time your husband spends in his fantasy league. And now he's brought home a trophy. Does that make
Yes.
you feel differently about his commitment?
It is. It's like when you're not on a winning team, it's easy to be like, why are we investing so much in this? Like
Mhm.
why are we spending so much of our time watching the red zone and doing all of that? But now that he's a winner, I get it, Like there's so much pride in our house. Like our family name, the whole league is like I think relishing in this victory. And so now that we have this humongous trophy in our bedroom that has on top of it so many things, so many parts of the trophy that are interesting, because every year they add to it. But now that
That
it's
was my
here,
question.
yeah, so every year they have to add to it. And this is also the league. It's called The League, and it's very similar to the show The League. The person who wins gets, I think, like $1,000. Like you get like a good chunk of change. And the person who loses has to wear an adult diaper during the draft. So
But is that because they can't go to the bathroom or is that for convenience?
that's I think for shame.
Is it
Um,
shameful though? Because Lisa Rinna promoted adult diapers, and to be honest, I mean, if Lisa Rinna is gonna get behind it, I would be like, oh, okay, this isn't a punishment. This is convenient
it's
because now I
true.
can focus on the draft more. I don't have to be distracted by my bodily functions.
Wow, your interpretation of this,
Hmm.
honestly, could
Hmm.
change their entire league.
I hope so. I
I'm
hope
gonna
it
send
brings
this
change.
clip to Kyle to share with I mean, he'll be listening, but,
Obviously.
I mean, what if now everyone just wears a diaper and that's why it's the diaper league, you know?
And the winner doesn't get to because that's an advantage.
Yes, and so the winner has to constantly be leaving to go to the
Mhm,
bathroom,
bathroom.
so they might even miss a round.
I know.
Oh my
'Cause I
goodness.
'cause
And
I
then
don't
people
think
are, like, trying to sneak in diapers. They're like, "What do you got under your pants?" And it's like, "I'm not wearing a diaper." And it's like, "But you won last year. You can't wear a diaper." "No, no, I just have puffy boxers."
yeah, because I do think we're coming to it's 2023, and so we shouldn't be shamed for wearing adult diapers. Sometimes it's a necessity, sometimes it's convenience. I mean, every pregnant woman who has given birth postpartum is like, "Thank you for this," you know?
That's true. That's true. Honestly, I loved my adult diapers. I might go back to it.
Mhm.
Let's take a stand today and let's all just don adult diapers and forget this toilet business. Forget it.
I mean, if you know what? That saves us some potty training.
Yeah, now it's not a headache to potty train your kids because it's just like if this
Go
is the life
change.
you're choosing,
Yeah.
go
Like,
forth.
I'm gonna go back to Lisa Rinna. If it's good enough for her, it's good enough for you. It's good enough for me. It's
Yeah.
nothing to be embarrassed about anymore. It's not a punishment that should be inflicted upon in a fantasy draft league.
It's an award
Mhm. It's a
and
privilege.
a privilege that should be enjoyed by everyone in the league. Wow.
Mhm.
I think we should start a fantasy football league, Sarah.
No, that's too much commitment.
It's so much commitment.
So much commitment.
Okay, well, let's just continue with our fantasy fact league. And I've got a fact for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm excited about this one. Tongue twisters are notoriously tricky, but one is the toughest of them all. The title of most difficult tongue twister in the English language belongs to this 6-word trickster. The sixth, wait, oh dang. The sixth, sick, sheik's, sixth, sheep's, sick,
Okay, the sixth
sick,
sheep. Okay, the sixth sick
sheik,
sheep. Okay.
chic, six,
Chic.
six.
Six. I wish I could see the words.
Here, I'm gonna text it to you.
Okay, let me
You
let me
try. You try.
Sixth sick sheik's, sixth sheep's sick. The
Wait.
sixth sick. Hold on. The sixth sick sheik's, sixth sheep's sick.
Sarah, you did that this is why you are an actor.
I was a theater major.
Theater
Tongue
major.
twisters are our thing, Maggie.
Yeah. Ooh, look at the theater department
Ooh.
with their tongue twisters.
Twisters.
Ooh.
Unique New York.
The rain in Spain falls plainly on the plains.
Mainly
on the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plains.
I think you got it.
Oh, thank
I think you got it.
Unique New York. Unique. I practiced that so many times, though. I was like, I could
That's
not
classic
get
Maggie.
it. I was whispering it to myself when I was going to sleep. I was like, oh, man, this is going to be a real tongue twister. And I can't believe I got that on the first read. So we now know the trickiest tongue twister to say in the English language. What's a word that you think is the toughest to spell in the English language?
All of them. All of the words. I don't know why you would ask this question of me, knowing my insecurities with spelling. Why would you put me on Front Street, Maggie? Why would you be like, I know my best friend in the 4th grade had a spelling bee, and she was so anxious about it to spell the word wrong that she started to cry. And now this is my
I don't want you to spell it. I don't want you to spell it, Sarah.
But you're having me bring up all the spelling tests in my life and moments where I've spelt words wrong.
That's not what I was trying to do.
And you want me to have all our thousands of listeners.
No, that's not what I was trying to do, Sarah.
Maggie. Wow, Maggie.
I wasn't trying to.
Wow.
WOW. Wow. I wasn't trying to do that.
Maggie.
I was trying to just be like, what's a word that you would just avoid spelling? But I wasn't thinking about
all of the words, Maggie. All of the words.
Mine is diarrhea.
See, you thought about that react. Seems like you got everything in place for this react question, except for the insecurities.
Everyone hates spelling. Most people hate spelling.
No. People go to competitions because they think they can spell the best. Those people don't hate spelling. Most people aren't anxious about spelling words, Maggie Reed-Austin.
I do not like spelling either. I don't like spelling. I like to watch people. Like, I don't mind watching a spelling bee, but I feel like I can't spell words because being raised in Western New York, my accent, all my vowels are messed up. So like I always want to put like an A in things that doesn't have an A or an E or an AE combination, you know, like I feel like I can't spell because I don't know how to talk. So
now you're making this about you. You know,
I was just trying to relate.
I was trying to make this about you, Maggie.
No. Step right up. It's time to play Friend, Enemy, Block.
Yes!
Who of these 3 celebrities provided will Sarah or Maggie pick to be their friend, to be their enemy, and to block from all contact for the rest of their lives? Let's find out on Friend, Enemy, Block!
All right, Maggie, this friend enemy block, I really want you to take your time if you need to.
Okay.
But I would like to know, out of these 3 holidays, which one would you friend, which one would be your enemy, And which one would you block forever?
I-
Halloween,
Mm.
July 4th, and St. Patrick's Day.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna tread lightly because I don't after the queso debacle of when you blocked queso, I don't want to offend. I am going to start with St. Patrick's Day.
Mhm.
I'm going to block it. I don't really care about St. Patrick's Day. I don't care
Mhm.
about it, frankly. I really just don't. I can't think of one thing about St. Patrick's Day that I care about. I don't want to drink green beer. I don't want to wear green. I mean, I wear a lot of green, but I don't want to have to think about it and wear it. I don't want to get pinched for my choice to not wear green. And I don't really like corned beef. Don't really like it. So, you know what? Just go off and do your own thing with the people who enjoy St. Patrick's Day as it is here in the United States. And I will just never have to engage. Um, Also, St. Patrick's Day is during spring break for school, which I feel like growing up, I had to participate in St. Patrick's Day because it was not during my spring break. But in Texas, it's always during spring break. So it's like there's no like school activities around St. Patrick's either. So it's just gone. Doesn't matter. I am going to be friends with the 4th of July for
Okay.
and I'll say a big influence on me being friends with the 4th of July is that you, Sarah Adams, host a 4th of July party.
I do.
And I know that if I am friends with the 4th of July, I will always be invited to that party and that this is a safe answer. I I would enemy Halloween because I would enjoy the candy, but I don't really like getting scared. I don't like spooky things. I really don't even think about costume. Like I like to do costumes, but I always have an idea, and then by the time Halloween rolls around, I've forgotten the idea, and I end up being a skeleton every single year. So I think that's my answer. I would friend 4th of July, enemy Halloween, block St. Patrick's Day.
I would do I would do the same, but as an honest answer. That would be my honest answer.
Yeah, this is an honest answer. It's an honest answer, and it is a safe answer.
Well, I don't like safe, Maggie. We're not here to play it safe. We're here to tell the truth. That's what our hundreds of thousands of people who listen to this podcast want to hear is the truth. Now, let me tell you truthfully, Halloween, the same answer is like, I feel like it's an enemy holiday. Because think of your enemies, your frenemies, right?
Mhm.
You love them, but you hate them. The
Yep.
same thing with the costumes. You try to think of the perfect costume. Your kids get hyped up on sugar. It's a big thing. You love to hate it.
Yep.
You love to hate it. St. Patrick's Day falls on Walter's birthday, and I'm the same. I don't want to be around a bunch of people wearing green who are drunk. I have no interest in
No
that
interest.
holiday.
No.
No interest.
4th of July, other
Four-
reasons why 4th of July is a friend. Hot dogs, watermelon.
Mhm.
No, like, I mean, I guess a lot of pomp, like a parade and things like that. But really, 4th of July is about getting together with friends and having the day off of work.
100%. 100%. And at the Adams household, we've been doing a 4th of July party for what, 10 years now?
Yeah, like a decade of July.
And it
4th of
started
July.
off with hot dog eating competitions, and you participated in.
I did. And I would
Yeah.
like to say I was one of the only women participating, if I remember correctly. And
Mhm.
I ate the same amount of hot dogs as one Clifton Hall, who is a friend and
Mm.
listener. And then I went on to eat cupcakes and enjoy the rest of the party. Clifton did not go on to he did not hold those hot dogs in. And I was just like, that's just a regular lunch for me, you know? When I was pregnant, I once ate 6 hot dogs in one sitting. And that's out of my own volition.
Don't DM her about it either. Don't
Yeah,
DM us.
listen, it was my body, my choice. Sarah, are you ready for your fact?
I am.
Fish are known for their big ol' pouts, which may be why some lipstick brands contain fish scales. This non vegan addition adds shimmer and helps hide blemishes in lipstick, nail polish, and eyeshadows.
No. No, thank you. No, thank you. I want a list of those people who do those things, and I want to say no thank you to that.
I bet if
No,
you.
thank you.
Okay, here's a question though. Do you want to know? Like, do you want to know? Do you want to go through your
Yes.
makeup and you want to look and then you want to be like, wow, I have been applying fish scales on my lips and my eyes?
Well, here's a friend of mine, Kate. She sells Beauty Counter, and that's what I wear. It's all organic, good for your skin stuff.
Is it all vegan?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Are you
It's
sure?
all vegan.
That's all
Yes,
you wear? You
100%.
only wear Beauty Counter?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's been a long process because I'm like, I want to put good stuff on my skin. And yesterday, though, I went to Walgreens. I'm like, oh man, killing time. Want to go look at the makeup. And I was starting to look at the makeup. I'm like, oh, that looks fun. That looks fun. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know what's in those beauty products.
How
And
timely.
now, I know. And now I'm like, it could have fish scales.
And like the extra shimmer. I know. And you know what's funny?
And-
I don't feel like some kind of way about fish. Like, right, like I eat fish, you know, like I don't feel bad about it. And I don't really feel bad about like fish scale on my nail polish for shimmer for some reason. Like putting fish scales on it's like skin to skin, right? Scale to nail. But the idea of putting it on my lips and eyes, like that feels really icky to me.
It does. And what if you're allergic to fish?
Oh.
Would it cause an allergic? I would bet it would cause an allergic reaction if
I
you didn't know what was in there.
wonder. And then you're like, oh, I'm allergic to this brand of makeup, but I don't know why. And then you don't even know that it's because it's got fish scales.
Fish scales and all.
Dang. And I thought that
Hard pass.
Hard pass. I thought that was pretty gross. I thought you'd like it.
It's really gross.
Well,
Thank you.
Do you want to react?
Yes, I would love to react.
Okay. Well, fish scales add shimmer to some of our makeup, but what's the most disgusting thing you've ever put on your lips? Or in your mouth?
No.
Or on your orifice? I've got one. Do you want me to tell you?
I would love to know
I didn't plan this, but then as I was saying it, I remembered my friend Rima, my best friend from high school. She had for her graduation party, just her and her then boyfriend organized this like real world road rules challenge event. And it was all like she organized the whole thing. And it was all these different challenges and two different teams competed. And one of them was like you sat down and it was from like least disgusting to most disgusting bowls of food, but you didn't know what it was until it was a relay race and it got to you. And then you had to take the top off and eat the whole bowl of whatever it was. And I think I had like something salty inside yogurt, but I didn't know what it was. And when I was eating it, I literally could not. And it was like I was at one of the easier seats, you know? The last person had to eat dog food, canned dog food. And that was pretty gross. That's the grossest thing. I just remember being like, the gross thing is that I didn't know what it was, you know?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. Like you don't know what it is, and that will gross you out more than anything.
If someone had told me like this is just yogurt with it was yogurt and bacon bits. That's what it was.
Knowing that it's yogurt and bacon bits, I can eat it better.
Yeah, but if you didn't know and you're like eating yogurt and it's kind of sour and you're like has something expired and then you get like a chunk of bacon and that's really salty and you're like what's this supposed to taste like? Oh,
yeah. I do not remember any of those moments in my life. I think a lot of it's because I refuse to eat things I don't know what it is, and
I just avoid those situations at all costs.
I just avoid those situations. Like if Rima and I were friends and I was part of this party and she's like, okay, you have to do this. I'm like, no, thank you.
No, I actually will not be doing that. Happy graduation.
Like give me a list and I'll say, no, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, we would love a review, subscribe, or for you to share this with a friend you think would like it.
Or all three of those things. You can do all three and make our day and help us grow.